in the Ursays, but the time to win the football game presented itself to them, and they were really fouling it up. They were up big in that game and let Flacco and Alec Pierce basically highlight reel their way right back into a tie ball game, 34-all, and they were able to rally. And I give them credit for that. There isn't a lot that you can give them credit for through the first 5 games, but you have to give them credit for that.
That was Jake Godbold up there in the football field, and this guy drinking a little bourbon, looking down, going, "We're changing this right now."
I like how you reference
the Colt jinx.
Jake's the one that old man Irsay talked into to basically creating Colts fever back in 1979, and they packed that old Gator Bowl with 40,000. And Bob Irsay looked at Jake Godbold, shook his hand, and I wasn't there, so I'm just kind of making this up. But he said, "Thank you,
creative license.
I think you might have just helped us you might have just helped us a great deal." And then they packed up the Mayflower van, and they went from Baltimore to Indianapolis. And so they used Duval, and now we come away with another win, 9 straight inside the bank.
They can suck it. How about that?
Yeah, exactly, which is what you needed. All right, so if you don't mind, 641-1010, I asked on X yesterday one word to describe the one-game winning streak that this team is on now. So we'll get a few more of those. If you guys want to hit the text line with that, 641-1010, you can easily do it. But as Leon and Matt mentioned, like two or three things that you think were at the top in terms of getting this win. And can you keep doing that? Like, we'll name our 1, 2, 3 coming up here in just a second. Like, things that you think, okay, I want more of that. I want more of that. I want more of that. And then, obviously, if they can figure out a way to patch things up defensively. That's a beat-up secondary. But at the very least, Leon, the difference between Houston and this game against Indianapolis is the pass pressure finally got to the quarterback, and we saw how big that was.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker was a beast.
Yeah.
Absolutely beast. He had 3 sacks, could have had 4. He constantly now listen, that right tackle's gonna have a long day in that film room because he got after him. I mean, not just with the bull rush. I saw a plethora of moves by. I saw the bull, I saw the slap, I saw the end around. I mean, that sack that Josh Allen got, that initial, that was Trayvon Walker's pressure. He got that sack off of Trayvon Walker's pressure. That inside move, he came in on that right tackle.
Could have had 5, yeah.
Yeah, he could have easily could have had 5 sacks. But yeah, that's what. But listen.
He had his first Aiden Hutchinson day is what he did.
He did.
His first day like that.
He did.
And
can he have his moment without having Aiden Hutchinson mention?
I just did.
I'm saying, can he have his moment? You gave him his moment, but you put Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, you did insert his name.
Nothing wrong with a little motivation.
So just let Trayvon have his. There haven't been too many of these.
No, it hasn't.
And by the way, round of applause for the dude with the Guardian cap on his helmet. Hey, Josh Hines-Allen played a good game and could have said, you know what? The concussion, I just have to sit this one out. He said, go ahead, put some foam on top of my dome, and let's go.
Now, as much as we praising those two of getting after it, is Eric Armstead on paid vacation? I mean, I'm not for real. I mean, where is he? He
ain't the only one, bro.
I mean, you know,
but he's one of the more decorated.
I mean,
Cisco.
Yeah, bro. I don't get it.
Cisco made a couple plays yesterday, but that one deep ball in the fourth quarter, like,
the Alec Pierce play. Jarian Jones, Cisco.
They're playing cover 3 then. Like, where was he?
Yeah, Jarian, Cisco, and Johnson were all right there. Bro. They met in the end zone as Alec Pierce hauled it.
He's burning money. It's a contract year. He's burning.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree with that. All right, 641-1010. If you guys do want to hit pop off, we'll try and work it in because we have asked you whenever you're angry to call. But if you're stoked and still happy and maybe riding the high of a win, you can definitely do it as well. 641-1010. You can also hit the recorded pop off line. You can leave you a voicemail if you want. 207-7071. A Mokama Beer Company Monday. We are happy because something good did happen in Duval, so we will take that for sure. Memories from yesterday. If you want to throw some our way, you can definitely do it. Mokama.com. You can log on, see all the great craft creations that they have, and you can find them up there in Fernandina, the historic area, South 8th Street. You will definitely find that beautiful tap room, inviting. Coffee every day, craft Tuesday through Sunday in their Wildlight location, also up in Nassau County. Make sure you check that one out as well. So, Jaguar ball, where was that big moment for you? The top 3 things, can they do it again? Jump in on XL Primetime.
Relive the best moments from the weekend's games.
That's what superstars do.
Post-game Monday. Expert analysis of Sunday's game game all day. Brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Joe C. for Roland Reese Plumbing. The people that you work with, you get to know them, and then you start to say, hey, I can really back them. And that's exactly what it is with Roland Reese Plumbing. I knew the fellas, but then I needed them to come through. When you've got plumbing problems, you need a company that can come through. Trust me, they can do it. We're talking about Google Guarantee. They have been voted Bold City's best, and they are there for you when you need them. When you got a leak and you can't wait a week, remember, Roland Reese Plumbing. You can log on, plumbingjacksonville.com, and see all that they've got to offer. But just know this, they will take care of you just like they took care of me. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey Googans, Dr. Chris Kopp, PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Is pain interfering with your life? Looking for a specialist for the rehab of your young athlete? Whether recovering from injury, surgery, or improving overall function, Premier PT Jax provides personalized treatment with compassionate care. My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations: Ponte Vedra, San Pablo, and US 1 Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call 904-996-6922. PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Rake in the savings this fall with Universal Roof and Contracting. Enjoy 15% off all roof repairs and replacements with financing options as low as $115 a month. Protecting your home has never been easier. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Call 855-ROOF-HELP. This offer expires October 31st. Protect your home and your wallet. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Hey Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
You can't play sports without getting dirty. I'm 1010XL's vacuum cleaner, Hayes Carline, and I clean up messes afternoons on The Frangie Show. Cleaning Up with Hayes is brought to you by Molly Mays on 1010XL.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity, but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Trevor drops and looks. Fires deep downfield. Got a man. It's Brian Thomas Jr. 50 into Colts territory. 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. just went 85 yards. How good is that? And the Jags have taken the lead.
Yeah, there's not that many guys like it. I mean, obviously you see a few around the league that are fast and can break away, and if they get in the open field, there's really nobody that's going to catch him on the other side of the ball. He's definitely one of those guys. So the more we can find opportunities to get him the ball in those situations, we're going to score a lot of points with him. So, but I thought beyond that, just being in the right spot, doing the right thing, he did a nice job today. I thought we played the game on schedule. We weren't perfect. You're never going to be perfect in this league. So obviously there's still some stuff to learn from, and there's a couple miscues out there that'll be good to turn on the tape and get better from it. But I thought he did a great job of just, playing smart, being in the right spot.
Definitely some positives to point to when you're talking about Brian Thomas Jr. I even thought Trevor might be a little more jacked talking about him, but there is no question. Size, hands, speed, route running, just the feel of the moment. There's a reason why we all locked in on this cat when he was wearing purple and gold down on Baton Rouge. He was a play-making juvie, and he led the NCAA in touchdowns. So he can get to the end zone, and that 85-yard score was one, honestly, for the ages. Hadn't seen that around here in a long, long time. Mocama Beer Company, Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're checking us out on the stream, we love it. You can go back and watch any of our shows. All you got to do is search XL Primetime. Of course, if you're out and about anywhere, especially if you're out maybe picking up supplies right now for what could be coming our way. I did go in earlier to try and secure some water. Shelves were empty, cleaned out. You know what it drove me to? It drove me to the beer cooler. I got some cold beer, and I was
filled up, right?
I was good after that. But it still is something that we're watching a little bit of this stuff right now. So if you're over there, like I'm looking at Leon.
Matt's watching it.
Yeah,
I literally went from 100 yesterday, last night, from 100 to 175.
It does look a little scary out there.
How does that even happen? How does it go to? How does it pick up that kind of intensity?
Why can't we just drop a
because of the water?
Bomb on that?
I know all that, but we've never seen that before. Not that fast.
No.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
I hope not.
As Leon says,
Thank you.
None of us are getting out here alive.
Why worry? None of us will get out here alive. All right, just put that in your head. All right, to go to the upper room.
Just depends on when the good Lord calls you, man.
Yeah, I've always paired that good line up with we only go around this world once, make it seem like twice. And so let's just at least have fun while we can, okay?
Why not?
All right. So 641-1010, you guys get the text line. We've been talking about basically how good did it feel? What did it take to get this win? And is it repeatable? Because you're looking around and there's so many, like we'll go through the rest of the National Football League probably tomorrow a little bit more, but there was so much that went on in this game. And when I said ebb and flow earlier, it started out with Joe Flacco completing 10 of his first 10 passes, destroying Duval defensively, just walking down the field. And you're saying to yourself, no wonder up in Indianapolis they're going wacko for Flacco. And he just made it look so dang easy. And this secondary had no answer. Ryan Nielsen had no answer. And then Jacksonville's got a chance to, at the very least, keep it close, go for it on fourth down instead of kicking a field goal. And I thought, no.
Yeah, I have a bone pick Doug Peterson to that. I didn't like the call at all. I mean, Flacco went 7 for 7, 75 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. We drive down there and go for a 4th and 2 and don't get it. At that particular point, when you're on 4, you don't leave points on the table. This team is starving for points. You have to kick that field goal because what you do is the momentum was all in the coach's hand. Then our drive brought us back some momentum. If we kick a field goal, now we're even again. But if you miss that 4th and 2, now the coach got more momentum. So, I mean, I didn't like the way that transpired. So, but everything else in the game I was okay with. I liked our intensity. The back end of the secondary needs work or whatever. But I liked our intensity on both sides of the ball, offensive, defensive line. I like the way we ran the ball. I like the shots that we made, but I was still concerned towards the end that if this team was going to find a way not to finish.
Yeah.
And that was concerning.
It always scares you.
Yeah.
It always scares you.
Find a way not to finish.
I think the problem is on defense is they're playing more zone now because they're down to like second and third team corners.
Yeah, they're trying to react any way possible.
Right, but that's not their personality.
Yeah.
So I think when you do that, and I can't wait to hear Dave Campbell talk about this tomorrow when he comes on the show, I think it changes your mentality as the front seven as well. Mm-hmm. Because now it's completely different. Like the things you do are completely different because you have to play different kind of pass defense concepts in the back end, which many times, if I'm wrong here, Leon, involves also the linebackers, and then you go from a back 4 to a back 7 at that point when you start playing zone. You start doing different things. So they're basically changing their personality mid-season is what they're doing.
And they were forced into this, but man, between Josh Allen and Joe Flacco, and C.J. Stroud for that matter, all of them, they embarrassed this defense. Even though this defense is
playing more zone, the defense was.
Yeah, exactly. Even though this defense has played decent football, all things considered, they obviously got smoked in the Buffalo game. We know that. We know that C.J. Stroud threw for a ton of yards against them, but still, they were in this football game. They made a couple of stops late. And so then when they have the injuries and they've got to basically change up what they're doing, that man coverage it was not working. And then, like you said, Matt, it might have exposed other areas because the pass pressure was non-existent for a long time against C.J. Stroud. For that matter, for the first half against Joe Flacco? And then they finally started getting to him a little bit. And obviously that changes the game when they get to him.
Here's my question to Leon as a former player. So we've watched this now the last 3 years, really, with them playing zone because 2 under previous DC, right? And now this season where they're forced into playing zone. Do they either have the players who just aren't successful playing in zone defenses, or is it not being taught right?
No, they don't have the players. They're down men. So zone.
But even the last 2 years,
because zone is, and Coach Campbell can probably diagnose this. Zone is to protect those that you're missing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they've got to execute that zone because they know that they got pieces of the puzzle that don't fit. So that's why they have to play a lot of zone when you're down Tyson Campbell with guys like that.
So they were down pieces of the puzzle the last 2 years too when they couldn't play zone?
Well, no, hang on real quick. 2 years ago, they tried to play zone with Shaq Griffin and whatnot because that's all he could play.
Yeah,
and they signed him to a big free agent contract. And here's the other part of this.
And they couldn't play it. That's kind of my point.
Well, no, they had to because that's what they tried to get him to play man. He was miserable at man, and they had to go to zone. The thing that just drives me crazy is that I see other teams, and I'm pretty sure, Leon, they can play both.
Yeah, They got the athletes.
Yeah.
They probably draft and developed them.
Because I wouldn't think that everyone is going to say, hey, we're going to be strictly
back to a bulky problem. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, we're not going to be strictly zone, and we're not going to be strictly man, like Trent likes to say. And so you need to make sure that you have guys that can do it both ways. Ronald Darby was being feasted on the first 4 games and into this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
He had given up, what was the number I gave you guys the other day? Over 385 yards, something like that, so far through the first 4 games.
Is that not good?
No. And so that type of stuff was going on. So they needed to come up with something. But without that pass rush, you do not have an answer, whether you're running zone or man. You really don't.
No, you don't. And if you don't get there with 4, then you got to take chances and bring 5 or maybe 6 or 7. And then if you don't get home, then you're going to be giving up a lot of deep balls.
Right, but if you're only bringing 4, and even if you're dropping 7, and you're playing cover 3, and your safety doesn't know where he's going, guess what? You're giving up a 60-yarder again.
So, plus, you also lack experience at the linebacker position when it comes to zone. Now, don't get me wrong. Ventrell Miller, when it comes to executing, I mean, he sees, seeks, and destroys. I mean,
ball, get ball.
Yeah. But when it comes to like coverage-wise, he's still a work in progress.
And so, real quick, Darby, 324 yards allowed, 3rd worst in the league coming into the game yesterday, and was giving up a passer rating of 146.5, higher than any other secondary player in the National Football League. And they had given up 7 touchdowns, had not created a turnover at all, had not picked off a ball. Still haven't done that. But at the very least, they got to Flacco. They got to him when they needed to late in this ball game. But that is a hang on and hope situation on that side of the ball. And you got to give, at the very least for right now, Trayvon had himself a game. Josh Hines-Allen played through a pretty big knock to the head the week before and came back and played hard. Mm-hmm. And then you have Ventrell and Muma and these guys that are stepping up. Devin Lloyd was able to come back, so that was also a big plus. So they're fighting through it. They're doing whatever they can to make sure that they at least meet the test on their side of the ball as much as possible.
They have to, because once they realize that no one cares that you have injuries, the NFL is a bottom line business. No one cares that you have injuries. You got to fight through it. Guys who are background singers got to be lead, and they've got to step up. So no one cares. When
Flippin' Flacco took off on 3rd and 8 and ran for like 20 plus, I thought this team was doomed. And is there a man slower that could run as far as he did? Phillip Rivers did it to this team way back in the day.
I seen Tom Brady run. He's pretty bad.
Yeah, and Flacco was able to get the job done. All right, we will stay on your Jag, but we got to work a little college ball in. We got Denny Thompson coming up, and Mokama Beer Company Monday. I did at least see on the text line some stuff about the hurricane, which I'll repeat coming up in a second, but I did like the one that texted in, we got a cheetah. Sorry, Kryreek, but your nickname belongs to Brian Thomas Jr., at least now in Duval. He ain't a cheetah. You know what he is? He's a Jaguar.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie.
If you did, you have Monday Night Football tonight to up those numbers even further. If you didn't, you have Monday Night Football tonight to get right. The New Orleans Saints travel to Kansas City as 5.5-point underdogs to the Chiefs. While it's tough to bet against the Chiefs in KC, that's a big enough spread to take a real close look at taking the Saints with the points. The game total is around 43. I can see that going under. Maybe you pound a parlay for an increased payout. MyBookie is still running the double deposit bonus. Our listeners can just sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Sign up using promo code 1010XL to double your money. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots and the first treatment now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Andersen Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Andersen was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Andersen, custom windows and doors.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 7th, 1984, Chicago Bears running back Walter Payton passes Jim Brown as NFL's career rushing leader in a game against the Saints.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on
Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars won their first game of 2024 on Sunday against the Colts. Here's how the game ended on Jaguars Radio.
12 seconds to play. Three-man rush this time. Now they send the fourth. Flacco rushes. They're going to hit him. They're going to get him on the ground. Trayvon Walker sacked him, and that's going to end the ball game. Trayvon Walker's going to end the ball game, and the Jags are going to win for the first time in 2024. How good is that?
Frank Frangie with the call on Jaguars Radio. 37-34, the final from Everbank Stadium. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind, brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
Florida State had no answers in their loss to Clemson on Saturday.
Looking at 2nd and 9 for Clemson. Klubnik with plenty of time. Found his man in the seam. It's caught. Williams, touchdown, Clemson.
The Gators showcased an all-out masterclass against UCF.
Jackson, yes! Touchdown, Gators.
Vandy was FN turned following their win against Alabama.
Not out of the shotgun. They're 2 of 3 on 4th down this year. Pavia wants to throw. He goes down the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. Vanderbilt and Junior Sherrill. That might be the most Diego Pavia play ever.
How do you spell Heart of a Champion? C-A-N-E-S Canes.
And then the flip out, and Arroyo gets into the end zone. Elijah Arroyo. And the game is tied. A 5-yard touchdown catch.
Man, there was so much packed into a Saturday. You could really go Friday night into early Sunday morning with that 10:30 kick. Miami and Cal, the Canes pull it out. Wasn't easy. 4 of the top 11 go down in defeat. The Weekend Rewind brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville. If you like to rewind your weekend because you didn't have any fun, make sure you head to Cycles of Jacksonville. And I'll point out real quick, generators, they are in the generator business. So make sure that if you don't have one, you want to make sure that you still have power. Should you lose it, head on over to where they have on, off-road, and on the water fun, but generators as well.
I think you might be overreacting a little bit now.
I'm just, hey, listen, I know my man G-Mac will be saying, hey, let him know, because they're up in Lake City.
Hey, I agree with him, man. I'm just saying, you guys making fun of me for overreacting.
No, I'm providing a public service whenever I let them know that. He ain't selling water, but he is
By the
selling.
way, was I not the guy who told you guys that this was going to be a sleepy, sneaky weekend in college football?
We've been kind of setting it up first Saturday in October that this is when it starts to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if I would have ever imagined that Diego Pavia would have something to do with a upside-down, topsy-turvy weekend, that cat is so fun to watch in a Commodores uniform.
So much fun.
But I had no idea that Alabama would get destroyed by Vanderbilt.
It wasn't just like an upset. It was they physically beat them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll
like Arkansas physically beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M physically beat down Missouri. 3 top 10 SEC teams would go down.
And Florida played a really good game. Gus Malzahn probably
on the road, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
Very difficult to win on the road in that league.
It really is. But UCF got what was coming to them because they thought they could step up in class, and they couldn't. Even though they stole money out of my wallet, they weren't going to steal that one. But there were a lot of Gator fans that are like, is this good? Do we want this? Did we want this to happen? And then also Ole Miss goes up to South Carolina. And if you're a Gator fan, you're hoping Ole Miss might struggle again. They did not.
I told you something was wrong with that line, man.
Yeah.
I knew it.
9.5. They took care of business easily. Your Miami Hurricanes did not take care of business easily.
No, we didn't. Listen, the fans of Cal, I give them all their props.
Oh my gosh,
that environment was crazy from start to finish. Now I finished we were in the win the game, but for the beginning of the game, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the game.
Here we go.
I'm gonna tell them.
This is up for question, by the way.
No, it ain't up for question. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So I'm watching the game when Cam Ward rolls to his right and he throws the ball across the field for that pick six. I had to turn TV off. I ain't gonna lie. I was upset. I was.
Hurricane Hall of Famer.
I did. I had to. I had to calm down, bro. I had to go to Netflix and watch some Martin.
Oh my God.
I watched Martin for about 20 minutes and I turned back the game on. And next thing I know, we had scored. So I watched the game from that point on to the end of the game. I did. I watched it.
All I gotta say is we were all texting, me, JJ, and Leon, okay? And there was a stretch of no text from Leon. That's all I'm saying.
Because I was infuriated. I ain't feel like texting y'all. I was watching the game intensely.
I can only
when
imagine
they started coming back, hang on, RJ. When they started coming back, I text JJ. I said, I cannot believe that Leon's sleeping through this.
No, I text
and
you.
it was, wait.
I text
wait.
you.
And then finally he said, I'm up.
I did. I said I was up. After I had to calm down. I had to calm down a little bit. I had to calm down. But yeah, listen, that next morning, I text Mario and I said, hey, bro, I said, your team has some heart. I said, it reminds me a little bit of us. And he said, I'm getting them. He texted me back and said, I'm getting them there, bro.
Yeah. They got a little break from the officiating.
Stop it, man. Stop it. From what do you mean?
The targeting. That was definitely targeting.
No, it wasn't.
And then the final play of the game.
Let me ask you a question. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize
the rule.
We're going to minimize the fact that Cal had a 25-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
No, I'm not minimizing that at all. It was awesome.
So you're going to say they didn't give them a targeting. What about the 25 points they gave up?
Let me just say this to you. You're right.
And
There's no doubt about it. You're right. You're right. But I want to say this first. On the game-winning score, like the play started at the 5, okay? Mm-hmm. They were running an RPO. All 5 linemen were almost in the end zone. And he threw that ball.
Could have been a flag.
And he rode that slow mesh and then threw it to the tight end. And they were all at the goal line, all 5 offensive linemen. That was a legal man to outfield.
I don't recall.
3 yards is all you're allowed.
I don't recall. What are you talking about, Matt Hayes?
I'll find it and show you.
Only one in the NFL.
Trying to steal my thunder, Joe. You see that?
But I'll give you credit because
it was impressive what they did.
Twice you've been on the ropes and have come back. And I'm not even going to diss on the 2 teams you've been on the ropes against because Virginia Tech is capable of it. And they made things interesting. And Cal, good defense. I just didn't expect that offensively from them. I really didn't. And it was a 10-point line. And the atmosphere that they created, they don't have a whole lot of heritage and history of.
No.
They did send off Aaron Rodgers and who was
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn.
Mm-hmm. Marshawn was awesome.
He was a guest celebrity figure. He's so good. But yeah, if you can handle that, you have to get to a point where you can answer the bell to prove to people that you are there and capable of fending off all challenges.
Yeah, but in some situations, the reason why I got so frustrated watching the game is because Cam Ward was, in my opinion, looked like he was trying to win the Heisman. A lot of those, they talk about his poise in the pocket and stuff like that. He's so cool and laid back. Some of them opportunities, those sacks that he made, the sacks that he gave up, get rid of the ball. Just get rid of the football.
Exactly.
I'm ignoring you, Matt Hayes.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to the 2 linemen in the end zone. He's ignoring me right now.
I think
has no bearing on the situation right now.
I'll tell you what. It was. Look, a lot of teams, and I mean a lot of teams, including like a Georgia.
Yeah.
You get down that much on the road in that environment, late at night like that, where it's in your head. It's still 1:30 in the morning. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. And they got it up, man. They did. It's impressive. It's not, and it wasn't just Cam. Defensively, they started playing. They started really getting after the quarterback. They started being smart in the way they rushed the quarterback. They weren't just all complete coming off the edge and allow Mendoza to to scramble, get you those hidden yards up the middle. They really played well on both sides of the ball for like the last probably 18 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's how they came back.
Yeah, but I would still like to see them start a little better. I mean, I love the comebacks, but some of those mistakes are self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot to...
They're bowl eligible, bro.
Huh?
Bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Them in Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana, yeah.
Yeah.
What about that?
I don't know if this qualifies the same as Big Searcy changing the channel, but off the text line, getting back to the Jags real quick before we hit the top of the hour. Texter says, I have a heart condition, so I took a nap when we were tied. The cardiac cats, they could take a toll on my ticker sometimes. So it was great waking up to a win. Go Jags. That is from Charles. Another one texted in and basically said that, when you think about everything that this team did put together in terms of this win, and we can add up all the crazy stuff that we did see over the weekend, and there were a lot of teams that were answering the bell, which is what you're looking for in any football team. Do they have that mettle in the fourth quarter to do what it takes to win the football game? And it definitely seemed like that's what Jacksonville, just the tip of it, they started to show that they weren't going to fold up. You go back to that game last night, Dak Prescott and what Dallas had to deal with to actually get to a win, they almost blew it again. Almost blew it. And he was able to, that one fumble, what is the running back doing? Already holding the football out a yard and a half before he gets to the goal line, Leon, and the linebacker just blow him up. Bottom line is Dak falls on the ball, then hits Cooks for the score. But all the back and forth that they had, same thing that Jacksonville had back and forth here. You got to be able to rally and make sure you get the job
But
done.
in that environment, to go in there and come away with a win, you just take that win and take your butt home.
Yeah, that's it. Grab it and go.
Grab it and go.
Doesn't matter how you get it. Doesn't matter controversy, whatever.
Yeah.
Just get it and get the hell out of Dodge.
Out of Dodge.
All right, we got plenty that are coming in on the text line, 641-1010. We'll get back to a few of these. There's a lot of opinions as far as whether or not this football team has turned the corner dramatically, 100%. No, I don't think we're saying that. We're just simply saying there's some positives that you could build off of, and maybe we'll get into this in the 3 o'clock hour, but you have to have those little small steps collectively as a team to come together. Offensive line is playing better. Short passing game did come up. Even though Trevor did throw that pick, he was as sound throwing the football as he has been this entire season. And for that matter, you can go back down the stretch. He was closer to 50% than he was anywhere near 70%. And then take a look at what he did yesterday. Let's make this the 10-10 take real quick before we get ready for the quarterback whisperer, RJ.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit master since 68.
This is something we've been talking about a bunch. And Sonny's, I'm sure if you had Jaguar fans getting there for lunch or maybe showing up for dinner later on, they're talking about this as well. It just felt good to get the win and to see big plays. You can definitely enjoy Sonny's all over the First Coast. Make sure you check them out, especially if you get ready for the storm. Just order up a bunch of ribs and chicken and everything and put them in the fridge, and you'll be good to go. But the cleanliness of the game plan, short passing game, run game, two guys in Tank and ETN that represent playmaking ability. How about Brenton Strange stepping up where Evan Ingram has not been? The second-round tight end, the third-round running back, the first overall pick in Trayvon Walker. These guys starting to come through and make plays. It is and can happen on a regular basis if this team can come together. And the last part of this, as far as the 10-10 take, all that chatter about Doug losing the locker room, not so much. Not so much. Players need to go out and make plays. They were just as much responsible for this as Doug Peterson was, and it does look like they manned up. That's the 10-10 take.
Yeah. All the coaches can do is, like Coach said, give you information, you go out and execute. This team right now, offensively, especially up front, they're executing at a very high level. That's the reason why we're having success running the ball and we're having success throwing the ball down the field.
Plus, I don't know if I'd say not so much about losing the locker room. They just won a game.
Well, yeah, but at the very least, there wasn't a tune-out rate. There wasn't a bunch of mistakes, a bunch of penalties. You did have Gabe Davis.
I think guys felt like they wanted, they played hard.
Yeah.
They were ready to win a game.
It is their responsibility just as much as it is anybody else. And I guess my point is that the game plan wasn't bad on that side of the ball. Mm-hmm. They did come up with winning plays, and then the players executed them, which is what you're looking for. 497 total yards. That's 8th in franchise history for this football team. Second most under Dougie since his first season in 2022. So when you get to that Herb level of performance, the 250, when you get near that 500-yard mark, which is what they got, 497.
Like Nirvana.
That's Herb level, man. All right, let's get into the 3 o'clock hour. Mokama Beer Company Monday. It is XL Primetime.
The game where every yard counts. One player's performance stands out.
That's what you want from a leader.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game.
Touchdown, what a throw.
On 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and GIA certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,300 per ounce and hasn't seen this level in over 13 years. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Green Law Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Green Law Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if you have roof damage, call Green Law Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim and new roof. Green Law Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREZ. Zero Res.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
When a plumbing or septic emergency happens, you want to have your ducks in a row with a company you can trust. Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is the #1 company on the First Coast. Check out our reviews online, duckduckrooter.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindoWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by First Coast Honda Dealers. Bulls Bulldogs blew past the Columbia Tigers Friday night, winning 42-17, marking their 5th straight win. QB Ethan Drum had a standout night, throwing for 160 yards and a touchdown. Tyrone Neal also stood out, rushing for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns. Up next for the Bulldogs will be Andrew Jackson this Friday at 6:30. The Noles suffered another loss Saturday night to the Clemson Tigers, 29-13. The Noles now moved to 1-5 for the season. Noles head coach Mike Norvell spoke on the disappointing loss.
Just disappointed in the result. Disappointed, for our guys. I thought they played hard. Thought they did fight. It was we had our opportunities. It's absolute minimum expectation here. We got to go and we've got to get the job done.
It's 81 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3. We got our whisperer in the house. He was whispering last week. Lost his voice a little bit, you could safely say. But the man, a world traveler among the college football world and probably a few NFL hosts here or there. Welcome back to the 1010XL studios.
Yeah, I didn't even lose my voice a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like a squeak at best.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. And and listen, we're chatty, okay? We like to talk. And so whenever they take our voice away, no bueno.
It's tough.
Right?
Alabama did it to me.
Yeah.
It was Tuscaloosa. Took everything I had out of me. Yep.
Well, and then Vandy took everything they had.
Yeah.
Because it was crazy to see them do what they did to Georgia, and then lose like they did to Vandy. I got to say this. I'm going to bring it up again later, but the quarterback whisperer, would you have an answer for this when you take a look at what they did when it was all said and done? Alabama had 46 plays compared to 75 from Vandy. Third down conversion. Vandy against Alabama was 12 of 18, and they held the ball for 42 total minutes against Alabama.
Okay, just a question.
Whoa.
This may be a Leon question. When you go look at the second half of that Georgia-Alabama game, Alabama did nothing. Like nothing that second half. Georgia did a lot. How is it possible that Kirby found a little something that just...
And Clark followed?
Yeah. Yeah, that Vandy saw something in that second half and just kind of continued on the path that Georgia started down in the second half. And I don't even know what the adjustment was, but is that a real thing?
Oh, it's absolutely a real thing. I mean, initially when I watched that game, Alabama against Georgia, Alabama was up 28-0. I couldn't believe my eye. I couldn't believe that they had dominated, but whatever adjustment that was made at halftime,
they buttoned up Milroe is what they did.
They absolutely buttoned them up.
Yeah, couldn't get
that's
the edge.
A real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, couldn't get the edge anymore.
I've never seen a team get the edge on Georgia like that.
I know the first
Never.
half, and then Georgia did something the second half that just stopped it. I didn't watch much of the Vanderbilt-Alabama game, but I noticed that. I noticed that it didn't look like the first half of Georgia-Alabama. That's for
because
sure.
at that point, it wasn't fourth and Milroe. It was Milroe and the Heisman coming out of that game. They thought he had just done something. But we'll get back to that. We got the quarterback whisperer. We're going to talk Trevor and the Jags first, and then we'll work in some college ball. This text came in because we asked, what led to that win? Let's celebrate this win this Monday. Trevor's birthday, best game. Rushing game was awesome. We have two good backs. O-line is playing better. We are not winless. We are back into the mix, headed to London. And so just it did feel a lot like a get-right game, particularly on the offense. Defense was but offensively.
I completely agree. It looked good. It looked clean.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the pace looked better, and I guess that's just you're having a little bit of success.
Yeah.
But I thought, the way they got up to the line, when they snapped the ball, and it just all looked better, which is what winning does. I heard you guys earlier talking about it. I'm not a uniform guy, but I am 100% with you guys.
You got to have the pride.
I am I don't care about uniforms at all, but there was something nostalgic about putting that TV on yesterday and watching that maybe is not a bad thing
it's
for
the
the
stripes
city
on the
right
pants
now.
is what it is for me.
I was having
That's
flashbacks.
what it is to me.
It's the field. It's just the whole thing. It's just like
the field too. The end
beautiful.
zones, the black end zones were good.
Like,
too.
why did we leave?
Why? I looked at Leon. Leon, he says, I don't have an answer because what is so bad is that they have block numerals, white and black on the white and black jerseys that they've got now. It looks like you went to I don't even know.
It just looks so familiar and fun. I don't know.
I mean, look at that because you got that trim around those numbers. You got that prowling Jag.
I got him going on this.
Oh, I love it. Because there was, I think, when they did the most recent uniform change before they brought the teal back in, the only thing that was teal was the swoosh. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. It looked fun out there.
Okay,
I was coming back from Athens, so I didn't get to go. But, I mean, Trevor looked like he played, to me, I mean, again, I'm watching a lot of this on a phone, but he looked to me like he played much more in rhythm with everything.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask you. Just the simple fact that he threw for a ton of yards. I think it was the second most in his career. I'll pull the stats up here in a second. He threw for a higher completion percentage. What did they do in your mind? I think they just said, hey, we need more take-the-profit throws. We need to be better up front scheme-wise in terms of blocking and protection. Anyway, it just all seemed to vibe.
To me, it looked like they didn't have the leaks up front. Mm-hmm. They didn't have the middle of the line leaks. Looked like Trevor had a good base around him. Mm-hmm. And you're not always going to have clean pockets in the NFL. But, I mean, you should have him on the timing throws 80% of the time, and I don't think that Trevor's had that.
Right.
So it looked like just a cleaner pocket that allowed everybody to play a little bit faster. It looked like there needed to be less adjustments because somebody didn't do their job, if that makes sense. Because to me, the first 4 games, I heard the coaches saying, hey, the players have to execute. But after 4 games, are you putting your guys in the positions that they can execute in? Right? And I don't know what they changed yesterday, but it looked like the execution was at a much higher level yesterday than what it's looked the first 4.
See, here's another thing I said earlier in the show, and you're a perfect guy to ask this. When you get a clean pocket, it's so much easier for a quarterback to be efficient. It's so much easier to hit those deep throws. Now, he missed a couple deep throws last week with clean pockets. I get that. All I'm saying is when you have that clean pocket, Denny, and it's a consistent clean pocket, you can deal with the occasional, blindside blitz. You can deal with it, but when it's play after play after play where you're getting hit, it's different, right?
Yeah, you said consistent, and I think that's the one. It's having an occasional clean pocket is not ideal. Because you're not expecting that clean pocket, so you don't get the benefit of it. But when you get into a rhythm and it looks the same every time, and I've got a little bit of room to breathe, most quarterbacks just don't want to be suffocated, meaning they don't want the pressure up front, in their face, at their feet. Like, if they just feel like they can get a little bit of room to work, I think most of them are going to be way more accurate.
And I think when you're looking at the ability to run play action, and I think we threw out a number last time that you visited, the play action yardage that these guys are working off of once you establish the run, and the fact that Tank and ETM were able to bust off big plays, I think that's all the difference in the world.
Well, I think the game has evolved now to where your play action passing game is more important than your RPO game.
Yeah.
Meaning defenses have adjusted to what that RPO looks like, but the way they adjusted was they got a little bit leaner, a little bit longer at linebacker, so they're not as well equipped to handle the run. So when you get a good downhill play action, and you're actually going to get action from those backers that you maybe weren't getting 3 or 4 years ago. Right. So I think that's a huge advantage. My personal opinion, I had lunch with James Coleman today, and I told him this. I think the fullback's coming back. And I think heavy back to the defense play action is something that we'll see again here in the next couple of years.
So they got to get under center or both.
Either that or pistol. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you think quarterback turning his back to the defense is coming back?
In some situations, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the linebackers. You can't get them. It's so hard to play this position. And same way in college right now. You're either getting the shallow crosses or you're getting something 20 yards down the middle. It's the way these defenses are equipped and built now, from 5 yards to 15 yards in the middle of the field is largely shut down.
Yeah.
You rarely see it unless it's just a little OTB.
That's why old Bill Belichick wanted to get rid of that cover 2 at the top. Because honestly, they have neutralized it. And I think Rex Ryan was echoing some of the things that you're saying, is that they have got to get back to a point where that run game, it's not like it needs to be the central focus, but it has to be feared and respected.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's it, right?
Well, and 49ers are feared and respected because they run some fullback play action stuff.
That's right. And I heard you talking about this with the Miami game, and y'all were joking about it. But the NFL has cracked down in a big way on the offensive linemen downfield.
Right, whereas college hasn't.
Where a couple years ago, they were letting those guys, they were letting them float a little bit. You can't do that. So, I think, full circle, at some point, you're going to see a little bit more.
The return of the fullback.
21 personnel.
How about that?
I mean, if you want to win.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, when we talk about what freed Trevor up, chemistry, starting to see things with what the potential that Brian Thomas Jr. brings to the table. He hadn't had Evan Ingram to lean on. He hasn't necessarily gone to Kirk as much as maybe he has in years past. Now you've got BTJ that is just lightning fast, big target, good hands. I'm telling you, I think that's enormous potential.
Well, he looks like the real deal.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah, he looks so smooth doing it, too. And I don't think, receiver is not really a position that you see. Sometimes you'll see a quarterback flex as a rookie, and then people catch up. I don't think that's the situation with receiver. I think if you're a dude as a rookie, you're going to be a dude for a while.
Well, the guys that instantly walked onto our NFL carpet or grass, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, they immediately announced themselves. Puka, even last year, immediately announced himself, and we can go on and on. Brian Thomas is announcing himself to the National Football League. He really is. All right, so we'll look forward to seeing this is maybe a dumb question, Denny, but the fact that he was successful with the short passing game, defenses will try and take that away. What can we expect going forward with him to make sure that he creates this success?
That's a tough question because everybody's going to play him a little differently.
Yeah.
But I think they've shown the ability to get deep. now to where you're going to have to be okay with handing the ball off occasionally and with taking 70% of those plays inside of 7 yards. You're just going to have to be patient with that. And if you can do that, that's when you're going to hit the big one over the top. But if you start trying to force things, man, you're just going to find yourself in 3rd and long, and then for the most part, you don't control anything in that.
Let me ask you a philosophical question. Let's say the Niners have won a championship, or maybe even 2, okay, in the last 3 or 4 years. Is the fullback return, because it's a copycat league, is the fullback returning that a lot quicker than you think?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
mean, if Jimmy G hits that deep ball, they win that Super Bowl.
Look, okay, here's the only thing I'm looking at is if I'm an offensive coordinator, my job is to score points, right? If I'm looking at defensive personnel and I don't see Sam Mills over there anymore, right, then I'm going to put in a fullback that can get at that big guy's waist, and we're just going to run straight at him.
Yeah.
Like if I can't run side to side, like then I'm going to run straight at him. We went through this phase of if you can't block them, read them. Right? That phase is kind of gone. So now let's just fit a hat to a hat and just make the defense say, I'm either going to play a run-stop defense with some thumpers, or I'm going to be long so that you can't throw over around me.
Well, here was a notion when Ray Lewis came into the league in '96 and we had to play him. Now, we knew anything sideline to sideline, Ray was going to go get it. All right? So what because by the way, we swept the Ravens when I was here. We never lost to them. We ran at Ray.
Yeah.
The reason why we ran at Ray, because he didn't have them horses. He didn't have that 1 and 3 technique that keep people off you.
Yep.
So we ran at Ray because we could get the double teams and get to him, whatever. Now, eventually, when he got Sam Adams and he got Tony Siragusa, you're not getting the Ray now.
Yeah.
Well, am I accurate with this? Like, if you don't have a fullback in the game, then what you're largely asking your offensive line to do is for one of them to come off to the second level. In most cases,
you have to
against guys now that are running 4 or 5.
Agreed. Yes.
Right. I mean, it's just not gonna work. It's that's not gonna happen.
And the thing yesterday, Flacco was so effective, and that defense was so much on their heels. They could hand it off to Trey Sermon whenever they wanted to. They didn't even have Jonathan Taylor.
Well, that's the point. Right now, you cannot run to set up the pass. You have to pass to set up the run.
Yeah.
Has to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, if you truly are, we're going to run the ball to win games, then that's what I'm talking about. You got to bring a fullback in.
But I do firmly believe that at the very least, the way they have carved out the development of Tank, there's a chance that guys are knocking people off the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, the Ravens now, the Ravens run to win.
Yes.
And then pass.
Yes. But look at their personnel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their personnel. Yeah, because
By
they're
the
built.
The Ravens, the 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them very similar.
But you defend with the freak in your head, Lamar Jackson. You're worried that he's just going to freak you out. You're not going to be able to handle it. And then Derrick Henry runs over you.
Yeah.
Which is basically
they're
going
to be trouble. Those two.
Oh, my gosh.
Tough
the way
combo.
they won yesterday. All right, we'll keep it going. The quarterback whisperer is with us, 641-1010. If you want to hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, we'll do a little more on Trev and then also get to some of these good quarterbacks in the college game. That's coming up on XL Primetime.
Even the best teams can lose steam when their best players end up on the sidelines.
In case you haven't noticed, our receiver corps is decimated.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville. It's part of the game, though, you know?
On 1010XL. Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
In the game's final moments, the Young Guns would show their Mamba mentality with the help of their QB and rookie kicker. Thanks to an 8-play sequence capped off by a Cam Little 49-yard field goal, Jacksonville would take a 3-point lead with 17 seconds left in regulation. The 39-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Frank Frangie here, and it's time to beat Big Joe. Each week, my buddy Big Joe from Bono's Barbecue will pick 10 college football games. Pick more wins than Big Joe that week. You'll get entered into a drawing to win a $25 Bono's gift card. If you pick more wins than Joe all season long, you'll be entered to win the grand prize: 2 tickets to the SEC Championship game, 2 tickets to the Dr. Pepper tailgate party, and $1,500. Enter to win on the Bono's app. The contest ends on November 23rd. Grand prize winner will be named on the 25th. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
This is David Lane. After suffering through several painful injuries to my shoulder, back, and knees, I've taken my issues to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and without fail, they've been a tremendous help towards solving my problems. If you have any orthopedic situations, don't procrastinate. Take action today. Give those aches and pains to the pros at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. You'll be glad you did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Looking for an affordable and fast oil change? Well, Big Chief Tire has you covered. Frank Frangie here. Right now, take $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 convenient locations. Their skilled technicians will keep your car running smoothly so you can hit the road with confidence. Whether it's routine maintenance or a more extensive service, Big Chief Tire is here to help. Visit BigChiefService.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and take advantage of this great deal. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Denny Thompson here. They're still growing. Tyson Sound and Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call to apply 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security hiring a master electrician offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Pick it here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion.
He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Barra, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
They toss it to the left to Tank. He cuts it back to the middle of the field. That's good running. Tank bases into the open field. 45, 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Tank Bigsby has exploded for another score. 65 yards. How good is that? And the Jags extend the lead.
Feels good to win. Yeah, that's why you play the game. I mean, it feels great to win. It feels good just feels good for some of the hard work to pay off. Like I said, first 4 weeks not going our way. It is tough, and it's draining, honestly, when you put the time in, you put the work in, and you're not getting the results for various different reasons. So it feels good today. And like I said, it wasn't perfect. There was plenty of mistakes out there. I had some myself. I mean, it's just, you just keep playing. You play 60 minutes. So it's cool when that all clicks and pays off and you get a chance to win a game like that. But it's just one game. You know, we can't flip out over one game, but we are going to celebrate it because we've been working hard, and it's big for us, and we're going to use it to propel us.
I think that's a real mature thing to say from birthday boy Trevor Lawrence after the game yesterday. You cannot freak out over it. You can't think, okay, we're back or anything like that. This is step one. There are many steps ahead, and now they've got to get ready for a Bears team that beat up on Carolina and Caleb Williams, who was pretty good percentage-wise. So let's do a couple more with our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson, on the Jags front. And then we definitely got to work in a couple of college questions as well. But they've got to build off of it, just like you heard what Trevor said. But defensively, they got to have an answer for Caleb. They are going to see two rookies if Drake May is to get in for New England, or if they may ride with Jacoby. But they're going to see either inexperience or maybe lesser quarterback play. So how can they take advantage of it, Denny, defensively? I know that you're probably trying to figure out the way the quarterback can succeed, but shouldn't that defensive side be able to make something happen against a rookie and a journeyman?
I mean, you'd like to think so. I don't – it's such a hard formula to solve for the Jags' defensive struggles right now between injuries, personnel, things like that. I mean, really the simple answer is I think you have two options. You either – play to not lose, play to keep everything in front of you. Hopefully that your guys make a play that Phil kind of squeezes down at the end, and maybe you can hold them to a field goal and score touchdowns. Or you do the opposite, and we're gonna man you up and we're gonna send some heat. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think that's probably a combination of those two things. If you're playing two rookie quarterbacks, if you can just mix those things up to where those guys aren't certain of which one it is, that's probably your best opportunity for success. The downside of playing rookie quarterbacks, though, with this is rookie quarterbacks are normally perfectly fine with taking that 7 yards.
Yeah.
They're okay with starting out 10 of 12 for 65 yards, and then you just better hope your red zone defense is really, really good and that you can hold up down there. A lot of times, you may have a little more success with a quarterback that gets a little impatient. That.
Well, you could also roll up on them a little bit then at that point too. Then you're forcing them to try and do something.
But that's the Bears now. Like the Bears, when you look at this and what they've got weapon wise, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah. You saw that Caleb throw to DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Caleb's finding his footing.
Yeah.
Caleb's played good ball the last couple of weeks, but listen, this Bears team has a lot of weapons that can run by you very quickly if you're not careful.
No, I mean, we heard Trevor in the presser talk about the game. He doesn't want to rise too high with the high, be too low with the low, but it is important that they won that game for their psyche alone.
Yeah.
I mean, so that could carry weight moving forward, seeing on film how successful you were.
I mean, it's a good formula, I think, for them, similar to last year, because they weren't playing great ball when they headed to London last year. So similar to last year, I think it's a really good formula to get to London with a win. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to spend some time away from the family. You can fix some things. You can come back one game under 500. Yeah. I mean, that's the reality of this thing. You can't ask for a better situation with the way you started than what you've got right now. And Leon, you know this, man. Like 1-4 Like that can turn to 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you can look up and you're 3 and 4, and okay, well, wait, hold on, now we're back in this thing. And if you can just find a way to get to 500, you're back in.
1 win, 2 wins is in a row.
Streak. Yep.
3 wins a streak.
I'm planning on Minnesota winning every game until they get here, and then
1's an anomaly, 2's a trend, 3's a streak.
There you go. Yeah,
exactly.
But you figure they got to go. They've got to, after the 2 games in London, which certainly are winnable. They got Green Bay coming in here, and Green Bay, they're an odd bunch right now. They don't necessarily have everything going their way. Jordan Love, I don't know if you caught what he did yesterday. He threw it right to the Rams for that touchdown. He made the Dan Orlovsky highlight reel. He added to it because he was almost stepping out of the back of the end zone. But yeah, they can get well, feel a little more confident. We'll see what they can do. All right, so before you go, atmosphere, the last couple of weeks that you've been treated to in the college game. Tell everybody, you went from Tuscaloosa to Athens.
Well, I'm going to be real. I think Kirby said, I heard something about this. This weekend was very tame up in Athens. Athens, Auburn. I think Athens, like, they may be getting a little spoiled up in Georgia. Just a little bit. I
don't doubt it.
It's a great place to watch a game, but it did that atmosphere in Tuscaloosa the Saturday night before.
Yeah.
Special.
Fever.
Special. It was, 6:30 Central kickoff. Game day was there, so I took Dad and we went to go see Kirk and Pat. And so we got there early. We got there, 7:30 in the morning, packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
Wow.
Packed. And I'm talking about getting after it packed. I've never seen Tuscaloosa like that. I love the new college football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is so much fun. So this next month and a half is going to be as good of college football as we've ever been privy to.
Plus, because we've got some great games.
That's what I'm saying.
And everyone's still in it. There's no feeling.
Just look at Georgia's schedule.
And we'll
just
still be
Georgia
after this month.
Georgia's got what? Texas,
Ole Miss. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas. Then they go Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right.
Giddy up.
Yeah. Because no one needs to think right now that we're done. We're cooked. We had our shot. It's over. You enter October with enthusiasm now, even with a loss, which is what Georgia has got to do. And we're sitting here. I don't remember who I was talking to, the original NFG. We were talking about it earlier today. Who is your favorite for the SEC? Who is it?
Georgia, man. Come on. It's always been Georgia, even if they lost that game.
Yeah, but still.
The Georgia-Texas game is
we get to
the
see
world right now.
Yeah.
In college football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know this, but they set that up perfectly because it's the night before the F1 race in Austin, Texas.
Austin, yeah.
They will have, over 300,000 people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every celebrity in the world will be there. And, I'm looking for hotel rooms here. Y'all, it's $1,500 a night at just a normal hotel.
That's the 9th, right, of November? Is that right?
No.
It's only a couple weeks out.
It's the next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's after OU.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sorry. It's October. It's October.
Yeah. Because I was saying, because, Arkansas looks a little different now.
Yeah, they do.
Arkansas could be 6-0 easily. All right. They get Texas at home.
Oh, okay. And by the way,
I'm telling you winning on the road is very difficult.
Petrino's no joke either.
I know.
And remember what they did to Texas the last time? Are we going back 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago, they beat them in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The 19th is that.
19th
is that game. Yeah.
It's after the Red River Rivalry.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so you're right. So we will find out a lot about Georgia v. Texas v. Ole Miss, how that all unfolds. And then we'll find out about Texas as well with the games that
no doubt.
mentioned.
I think Ole Miss kind of sacked up a little bit. Don't kid yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now all of a sudden,
look at us now.
Now all of a sudden, Connor comes out and has a huge game at Texas A&M.
Yeah, Wegman. Yeah,
against a good Missouri team. It's just and at this time of the year in college football, you're looking with the way it is. You're like, oh, there's a lot of ball left.
And by the way, guess where Texas finishes the season? At Texas A&M.
Wild.
Dandy.
Yeah.
Dandy. And by the way, Nico all slick and he went through Norman without a problem, and then he gets just mollywopped a little bit.
And if that's not enough, we'll just throw Oregon, Ohio State at you this week.
This week, man.
Unbelievable.
Glorious, man. All right, Denny, thanks, buddy.
All right, guys.
We appreciate it. The Quarterback Whisperer hanging out with us, our weekly visit. We appreciate it. You definitely can hit us on the text line, 641-1010, when you start thinking about all those games. Because A&M and Mike Elko, do you think Jimbo Fisher would have done that Saturday? Okay? against Missouri coming in. Missouri had been put on the ropes a couple of times, had been able to survive. Anyway, they draw the L. Tennessee draws the L. We all know what happened with Alabama.
I mean, Jimbo could have done that. I mean, I still contend that if Conor Whitman didn't get hurt last year, Jimbo would still be the coach.
Nah.
So that's,
He
they'd
still
have
would
won
figure
9
out-
games last year. They would
He
have.
still would figure out a way to blow it. That's what he'd been doing with these high-priced,
Not with that talent, you don't blow it.
high-star rosters. He would keep figuring out a way to get an L. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Tiffany Mapp in Jacksonville at 683-8368.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy. And do it today.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. If you did, you have Monday Night Football tonight to up those numbers even further. If you didn't, you have Monday Night Football tonight to get right. The New Orleans Saints travel to Kansas City as 5.5-point underdogs to the Chiefs. While it's tough to bet against the Chiefs in KC, that's a big enough spread to take a real close look at taking the Saints with the points. The game total is around 43. I can see that going under. Maybe you pound a parlay for an increased payout. MyBookie is still running the double deposit bonus. Our listeners can just sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Sign up using promo code 1010XL to double your money. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 7th, 1984, Chicago Bears running back Walter Payton passes Jim Brown as NFL's career rushing leader in a game against the Saints.
After a storm passes, the assessment of the aftermath begins. Sometimes damage to the roof is obvious, like leaks or missing shingles, broken or damaged gutters, or tree debris. But storm damage is not always as clearly present. Universal Roofing Contracting is here to help and will come assess your roof for any hidden damage. Call Universal Roof to schedule your free roof inspection at 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we? Roland Reach Plumbing! Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
On his 25th birthday, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence threw for a career-high 371 yards on Sunday against the Colts. Trevor also snapped a 9-game losing streak in helping get the Jaguars their first victory of 2024. Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson this afternoon on why Trevor Lawrence looked more comfortable on Sunday.
Protection. That, and I think just the receivers being on the same page, and it was more of a zone, with Indy, so guys being in the right spots. He was accurate on the deep throws yesterday, which is something he worked on during the week, and that was good to see, and that's how he can play.
I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Cook puts it down. Little kicks it up. And the field goal is good. He drilled it. He drilled the 49-yarder. And the Jags take a 37-34 lead with 17 seconds to play in the ball game.
Coach Peterson had confidence in me. Going out there and just hitting it from 48 was a big boost of confidence before I walked out there. So obviously got to go out there and execute. That's why I'm here, to make a field goal. So just did my job, and thankful the Lord was willing to make the field goal. So
this is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Now that was Cam Little. Safe to say Doug Peterson hadn't lost Cam Little, okay? Little name, big leg. And he said Coach had faith in him. And he stepped up and delivered. 49-yarder. Now, the 59-yarder from Justin Tucker yesterday, I'm like, oh, my gosh. There have been so many 50-plus yarders have been hit. But give Cam Little credit because he got the job done. You heard Frangie, that happy play-by-play Frangie?
For the first 4 weeks, we had sad Frangie, which is no good. No bueno.
He was fired up, wasn't he?
Happy Frangie is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like happy Frangie much better.
All right, now listen, you got to touch on TC going into the Pride before we are done, Searcy, but go ahead and hit it, RJ.
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, well, my takeaway is I know it's only one win, but it needed it for their psyche. If that team offensively, if they execute the way they executed as far as protections, getting open and throwing the ball, we're going to be in some games. Now, we got some work to do on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively, if we can play at that high level, execution-wise, we're going to win some games.
Yeah, I think it's my takeaway is it's one game. One game, stay focused, just play game to game. That's all. Keep preparing the same way. Offensive line, keep playing well. That's 2 in a row now. Start stacking good games. Because the better they play, the better 16's going to play, and then the better you're going to see 7 play. So everybody, it's like a process. Everybody just stay focused is all I'm saying, okay? Don't let this thing get out of hand.
All right, my takeaway is that I like to beat up on Balky from time to time. I might even play the part of Trent Talkie from time to time, saying the stuff that he really doesn't want to say. But in this particular case, you had a former number 1 overall pick in Trayvon Walker that has been second-guessed a ton, 5 tackles, 4 solo, 3 for loss, 3 quarterback sacks, 1 pass defense, 1 forced fumble. That's pretty good work from a guy who's supposed to be doing that type of work as the number 1 overall. Then you had a second-round pick in Brenton Strange make big plays, hauled in what you could classify as the game winner. At the very least at that point, they win it by 2 scores. Then you had Tank Bigsby, over 100 yards rushing the football, another draft pick. And so
you also had another former number 1 overall pick who missed 2 deep balls the week before.
Exactly, who went and had his best day in a while, 28 of 34, a career-high 371. So for this particular day, those are all high marks.
So you'll know this franchise is taking a leap forward when we're not celebrating what guys were supposed to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that what those 2 number 1s are supposed to do?
Supposed to do that.
I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you.
We're going to get somewhere as a franchise where we don't have to sell. When it's just what's it called? What's it called? Nomenclature. Yeah. Where it just happens. So I'm just saying that's when you know that we've succeeded, because we're celebrating these guys as if we're celebrating them for doing their jobs.
Yeah. And if they did it more often, you're right. There would be a lot more people happy. Yes, they would be expected to do it, but that is why you were drafted that high, to deliver on results. Now, maybe you didn't expect these results. As a matter of fact, I think this is worth a that, if you don't mind, RJ. Even though this didn't just happen, it still feels pretty good.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, so we mentioned the guys that did what you expected them to do all along. These guys, maybe you didn't. And this is highest graded Jaguars from week 5. 91.1 grade. Left guard Ezra Cleveland. And when Tank busted off that run from right at the 20-yard line and got in, Ezra delivered one of the last blocks. And it was in pancake fashion. Trayvon Walker, 90.3. Trevor, 89.8, 86.4 for Brian Thomas. How about Devin Lloyd coming back after the injury, 79.7. He was the 5th highest graded Jag. So Ezra, who we have picked on, and Cam, who we know had nightmarish games, the first 3 games, not good, was able to come back and play much better, a little bit better this past week in Houston, and then much better this past time. Him and Anton. And there was one big run that was off the rear end of Cam. That 65-yarder was between Cam and Ezra. Give them some credit. What do you think?
I give them their flowers. When they play well, I'm going to give them their flowers. They play well. They play outstanding in this game.
Yeah, and Mitch Morse, a lot of those guys that have been given a lot of grief, they gave Trevor a clean pocket for a good bit of time. I love what Denny said a minute ago. You can't just give him a clean pocket every once in a while. You need to be
consistent, man.
Yeah, you need to be consistent and let him start to trust that spot, because what happens is he takes his drop and then he needs to be able to step up into that pocket. That's the whole essence of it, is that they build this little circle around him and give him that trust that he can operate in that pocket. And at the very least, we saw some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, obviously, you look at the offensive line and we said, all right, they played great and Ezra played great. Look, when they play poorly, they should be criticized. There's nothing wrong with criticism.
Hammer them. Yeah.
Nothing wrong at all with that. Like they were deserving of that criticism for the first 4 games. I mean, Cam and Leon, you've said this.
Yeah.
He had 2 of the worst games, maybe his 2 worst games of his career.
Yeah, it ended up being back-to-back
in week 2 and 3. Yeah. So yeah, it's okay to criticize when they don't play well.
Yeah. But listen, the thing that's interesting to me, the last 2 weeks they played exceptional. So there's a chemistry now. So that means that words had to be said amongst each other as an offensive line unit that, bro, we can't keep playing like this.
We're the weak link.
Yes. Yes, you're the weak link right now. So, yeah, it was good to see that they came out and executed at the high level that they did.
I think they played it like a 6.5 against the Texans, and I think they played it like an 8 on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that might have something to do with the teams they played, the talent on either side on each of those teams, but still, you're growing, and it's getting better. So you keep it at that level, I think.
Yeah, and look, if you can get a fair amount of good out of most of your position groups, you're going to have liabilities. We now know with the injuries to the secondary and maybe just poor play, Ronald Darby has not been good. Andre Sisco in a contract year has not been good. He finally got to a football and batted it down late in this game. We haven't seen that from him. I think I pointed out to you guys late last week, he had more interceptions in the first 4 weeks last year. He was making plays.
Right.
If you get each position group just to kick it up a notch, pass rush did that. Offensive line did that. Run game certainly did it. Receivers certainly did it. Brenton Strange did it. Trevor did it. And you'd have to say the play caller on the offensive side did it. Now, there's still a couple of other ones. Heck, even the linebackers made their share of plays.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to button up a few more areas and then see what happens. But after you have these 2 games from inexperienced quarterbacks, maybe beatable teams, they are, I think, Jacksonville. Let me see if I got this right.
Look, let's be honest. They should kill both these teams. Honestly.
Are you ready for this?
All right. They have a better roster by far than both these teams.
Okay, but let me see if I can pull this up. I believe.
And when I say kill, I mean like a 10-point win, which is like in the NFL that you're killing somebody. So,
all right, so what do you think the line should be between Jacksonville and Chicago?
5.5.
In the favor of who?
I would say Jags 5.5.
Yeah. I mean, that,
good line.
I'll be honest with you. When I thought of it, I closed my eyes. I said, all right, I can picture 3.5, something like that, because Jacksonville just barely won their first game. I pictured 3.5. Chicago was a 1.5 point pick.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Just telling you. And by the way, the embedded and shredded will agree with me because he is a numbers man.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
1.5 point pick. Hayes Carline, the Chicago Bears.
It's. I will say this: the Bears have gotten a lot better. I mean, they've won 3 games. I think Caleb Williams is starting to figure it out. They have 3 outstanding receivers that I think could give this secondary a lot of problems. And they've been really good on defense. They haven't allowed anybody to score more than 21 points this season, and they're fantastic on third down, which the Jaguar offense, even playing well yesterday, still struggled on third down. So. Yeah, it's the narrative has kind of changed on this game. I think for a while we were thinking, okay, they'll go to London and pick up 2 wins, and I absolutely think they'll beat the Patriots. That would be inexcusable to lose that game. But this game is more, I think, of a coin flip than maybe we thought it would be in the first couple of weeks of this year when Caleb was getting off to a rough start.
Yeah.
But they won a couple in a row. They're starting to figure things out in Chicago.
And they did a little thump yesterday. They did. This wasn't a close ball game. They got jumped on them. Again, that's against the rusty red rifle and all that. But they did their job. And so this one, when we start breaking it down, maybe we'll just enjoy this win before we start breaking the other one down. But we'll look at that defense and how they can improve against Caleb. What did you think about everything you saw yesterday, particularly on the offensive side?
Well, I thought you hit the nail on the head, and it's what I wrote about for on 1010XL.com. Just enjoy it. Just we can talk later about the path to get back into contention, and we can talk about the defensive lapses and things like that. But it was just like just enjoy it. You had such a just vicious September. Just enjoy the fact that finally got on the board and got a win, and there was lots to love about it. I mean, they've got, these young players are really starting to figure it out. I mean, Brian Thomas, 6th in the NFL right now in receiving yardage. Tank Bigsby leading the NFL in yards per carry. Not just leading. If you take out Lamar Jackson, if you make it a running back to running back, Tank Bigsby leads the NFL in yards per carry by 1.9 yards.
That's pretty big.
Dobbins is at 6.1 for the Chargers, and Tank is at 8.0. I mean, obviously that's not going to hold up, but it just speaks to how well he's playing. So, yeah, I mean, I thought tons of offensive positives, and Trayvon was fantastic. So today on the Frangie Show, we'll probably try and make it as let's just enjoy the win as much as we can before we get later in the week where, yes, there's going to be certainly issues that we're going to have to talk about, and the Chicago Bears are going to be right up there because, look, you got to win both these games in London. Yeah. If you lose Sunday to Chicago at Tottenham, then at 1-5, really, really difficult to come back from that. So they've got to keep it going, but at least they've got some momentum.
I mean, to be fair, 2 of their 3 wins are against the Titans and the Panthers.
But they've won them.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I mean, this team played Miami and Cleveland and couldn't beat them.
I think Hayes was about to show you this is the NFL tattoo. I think he was about to show.
No, I mean, I get that, but when you watch them, you're seeing how what they can do matchup wise could be a problem. And again, Jaden Daniels is so having such an incredible year, but Caleb Williams I think is starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
So now it's a tough trip, and Chicago's got to do something that they're not used to doing, and the Jaguars are very used to it. That's a big intangible. But when you break down the numbers of the game, I can see why the odds makers like the Bears.
All right, you guys will be hitting it all.
All that, Bucky Brooks will join us at 5 o'clock to talk all things Jaguars coming up on the Frangie Show.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Hayes, Franz, JJ, they all have it coming your way. And they'll bring up the Gus bus grinding to a halt. We
didn't even talk about the Gators today, huh?
We did just a tick, but we'll get back into it. We spent more time on Leon turning the TV off late night. You turned the TV off late night.
I didn't turn it off. I switched the channel.
Okay, switched. All right. So, but we certainly will get back into that. How important of a win was it? We'll see in the grand scheme of things. We are done. We say thanks to Mokama Beer Company. You can check them out any day of the week. Great coffee and atmosphere every day. Tap room. Serving craft Tuesday through Sunday. You can log on mokama.com. You'll find 2 locations up in Fernandina and Wildlight, and then on the shelves at Total or ABC. And I enjoyed it at Timuquana this past weekend with the Furyk and friends. So you can find it on tap, that's for sure. We are out. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. You got the Frangie Show coming up.
Everyone wants to doubt